Heartbreak is unlike any other pain. It isn't just an ache in your chest, it's a storm that crashes into your life, leaving destruction in its wake. It keeps you awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering how something so beautiful turned into something so painful. It's the sudden emptiness in your world when the person you once thought would be there forever is gone. It's the unanswered questions, the memories that haunt you, and the way your heart aches every time you hear their name. Heartbreak makes everything feel heavy. It makes you question your worth, your choices, and whether you'll ever find happiness again. You replay every conversation, wondering if you could have done something differently. You feel like a part of you is missing, like you'll never be whole again. But what if I told you that heartbreak, as painful as it is actually preparing you for something greater? What if I told you that you're not breaking, you're growing? Think of a rose. It is one of the most beautiful flowers in the world. Yet its beauty does not come without struggle. Before it can bloom, it must endure the weight of storms, the uncertainty of changing seasons, and the sharp thorns that grow along its stem. Have you ever wondered why a rose has thorns? They are not there to harm it, they are there to protect it. The thorns keep it safe from those who would pluck it too soon, from those who would admire its beauty but never nurture it. Your heartbreak is like those thorns. It feels sharp, it feels unbearable, but it is protecting you. It is teaching you lessons that will help you guard your heart in the future. It is showing you what love should not feel like, so that when real love comes, you will recognize it. It is shaping you into someone stronger, someone who understands their worth and refuses to settle for anything less than they deserve. But let's be honest, when you're in the middle of heartbreak, none of this wisdom feels comforting. You don't want to be told that time will heal you. You want answers. You want closure. You want the pain to stop. The problem is, healing doesn't happen overnight. Just as a rose doesn't bloom in a day, neither will your heart mend instantly. Healing is a slow, painful process, but it is happening, even if you can't see it yet. The first stage of heartbreak feels like drowning. You wake up every morning hoping it was all just a bad dream, only to be hit with the painful reality that they are gone. You might try to distract yourself, keeping busy so you don't have to think about them. But the moment you slow down, the memories rush in. You feel the weight of every "I love you" they ever whispered, every promise they made, every moment that once felt like forever. And then comes the anger, the bitterness, the realization that they chose to walk away, that they hurt you in ways they might never even understand. You might want to reach out to demand answers, to make them see what they've done to you. But the truth is, closure doesn't come from them. It comes from you. It comes from accepting that their absence is not a reflection of your worth, but a redirection towards something better. Healing truly begins when you stop waiting for them to come back, when you stop believing that their love was the best you could ever have, when you realize that you are still whole, even without them. And this is where the rose comes back into the story. A rose, after being cut, does not wither immediately. It holds on to its beauty for as long as it can. But eventually, no matter how much water you give it, it will fade. This is because once it is severed from its roots, it no longer has the nourishment it needs to thrive. And the same is true for love. If someone walks away from you, if they stop choosing you, then that love no longer has the foundation it needs to grow, and you cannot force it to bloom again. But here's the beautiful part. Just because one rose fades does not mean another will not grow. In time, new roses will bloom, stronger and more beautiful than before. And just like the rose, you will bloom again. You will love again, but only if you allow yourself to heal, to grow, to embrace the lessons that your heartbreak has given you. So what can you do while you wait for the pain to subside? First, give yourself permission to grieve. Too often, we try to numb our pain, to pretend we're fine when we're not. But healing requires honesty. Allow yourself to cry, to feel everything, to sit in the discomfort of loss. This pain is real, and ignoring it won't make it disappear. Second, take back your power. Heartbreak has a way of making us feel small, of making us believe that we are unworthy of love. But you are not defined by who left you. You are defined by who you become in the aftermath. Choose to rise, to rebuild, to find strength in the very pain that tried to break you. Third, surround yourself with love. Not just romantic love, but the love of friends, family, and even yourself. Spend time with people who remind you of your worth. Do things that bring you joy, even if they feel small. Every little act of self-love is a step toward blooming again. And finally, trust the process. Healing is not linear. Some days you will feel fine. Other days the pain will come rushing back like a tidal wave. But just like the rose does not bloom instantly, neither will your heart heal overnight. Be patient with yourself. Know that this pain is temporary, and that one day you will look back at this heartbreak not as the end of your story, but as the beginning of a new chapter. One day, love will find you again, and this time, it will be a love that does not make you question your worth. It will be a love that nurtures you, that chooses you every single day, and when that love comes, you will understand why this heartbreak had to happen. So the next time your heart aches, when the pain feels unbearable, remember the rose. Remember that it grows through the thorns, that it does not curse them but embraces them. And remind yourself that just like the rose, you too are meant to bloom.